Welcome back to Dwayne's World. So I hope my hat doesn't give it away, but today's video is going to be about another Real Rollers product. You want to find out which product? Well, you're going to have to stay tuned. Quick update on the backyard here. Probably been about a week or so, maybe two, since my height of cut reset that I did with the California trimmer. Been maintaining at about 3/4 inch. Definitely happy with this height of cut and the color. But I think the reason why the color still looks the way it does is because we are still in the low 90s here in Southern California. It's crazy. It's the end of September. But next week I know it's going to cool down, and when it does cool down, you know, the Bermuda is not going to grow as aggressively. But as it's still in the 90s right now, I really want to maintain this color and maintain that height of cut. So we're going to get our mow on today, and let me show you what we'll be using. So let me show you guys what we'll be mowing with today. This is the 20-inch 7-blade Mclane. I know you've seen this mower before on my channel, obviously. She's known as the redhead in Dwayne's World. But it's going to be a little bit less about this mower, even though it's a fabulous mower. Today's video is going to be about, all right, so here she is, the star of the hour. This is the Real Rollers grass topper for the Mclane grass catcher. So before I actually get into any mowing with it, let me kind of take you inside and we'll kind of show you in a little bit more detail of the construction and makeup of the grass topper. All right, so let me start by talking about the construction of the Real Rollers grass topper here. The first thing you're probably going to notice is that there's this window up front here. And you may think that that's there so you can see the grass. And that's true. That is important. However, the more important reason in my mind is that it really helps allow for airflow underneath the grass topper. And I think what's so important about that is that really helps keep the topper secure to the grass catcher whenever you're using it. Very important point. The other thing I really like about this grass topper is that it has this buckle up top. Now this is made for the Mclane grass catcher, that is. And the purpose of this buckle isn't for a universal fit. No, it's actually just really meant to be able to dial in that fitment, so it really helps keep it secure and snug around the perimeter of the grass catcher. The other thing I really like is the fact that it has these U-shaped hooks that attach to the front of the catcher, and I'll show you as I demonstrate installing it, but it really helps keep it that much more secure, so I know this thing is not going to go anywhere when I'm actually using it. So with that, let me show you how to install it. Okay, so normally what I do when I first go to install it is I will start by just laying it up top here. And basically I'm going to just secure it around the edges there. And then basically I'm just going to pull on each side here until it secures around the front of the catcher, as those U-shaped hooks were designed to do. So again, I'm just going to basically stretch and pull. And now I can just kind of snug it up. But now we are fully installed, ready to go. Simple. I'll take you in for a closer look just so you can see what it looks like after it's fully installed. Again, you have those U-shaped hooks there to help secure it to the front of the catcher. You have one there and one on the opposite side. As you come around, the buckle I described is going to lay here at the top that allows you to be able to cinch it down and really get that tight, snug fit around the top of the catcher. The other thing I just want to point out is that in the seam here appears to be like a bungee cord of some type that basically, again, just helps secure it and gives you a little bit of that elasticity to be able to properly install it. Put it on the mower and see how it fits. Okay, so one thing I just want to quickly point out before I actually put it on the mower itself. For those of you that have a Real Roller, Smooth Roller, or Groove Roller, you'll know what I'm talking about here. But basically, there's some fitment issues as it relates to the roller and rubbing against the bottom of the basket. And the reason why that is, if you look at the design of the basket here, it has these notches cut out. And the purpose of those notches is for the caster wheels to sit in. Now when you install your groove roller, obviously those caster wheels are replaced, and this main bar here rubs against that part of the catcher. So what do you do to fix that? There is some adjustability you can play with here. I know Real Rollers has some great recommendations on how to fix that. But if I were to install it, and I'm just going to show you guys what I mean. If you look here, I'm going to start to rub against that part of it, and the fitment's not really going to be very good. So to help this grass catcher fit better, I talked about this during my Mclane overview video, so those of you guys can go back and be able to see what I'm talking about. But it was basically a hack that somebody came up with on Facebook. So basically what's happening is that this bolt that normally comes on the Mclane here is being replaced with the longer bolt, and this bushing is being added. So basically, in essence, your grass catcher is now going to hook here versus here, and it works really great. Again, I'm not taking credit for it. You can look it up on Facebook, but a lot of people have done this modification to their Mclanes, and it really helps. So that way you can properly use your grass catcher whenever you have a roller that's adapted to it. Hope that helps out. She is all assembled with their grass catcher, grass topper, all ready to go. Again, I just want to kind of zoom in again on that modification. As you guys can see here, the hook now is sitting on that bushing versus sitting on the actual bracket, and I think that works out really well. It does change the pitch of the basket at a slightly higher angle. Maybe not too much or too exaggerated, but at the same time, again, it helps be able to keep your grass catcher off of the roller. Definitely works out really, really well. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I did that hack even on my older Mclane that I had before this one. Before that, I swear I never used the catcher, and this made it so much better. And it was really a game changer, in my opinion. And with that, let's get our mow on. All right, so I just want to quickly show you guys what the grass topper looks like at about a quarter of the way done. If you look, there is nothing on top of that topper. And I did not blow it off, shake it off, or anything before. I haven't even emptied the catcher at this point. But again, I just want to show you guys what it looks like about a quarter of the way done. So let's keep mowing. right, so let me just show you how to empty the grass catcher here. Apologize about the bad audio. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take it off here. Just like the cow trimmer one, the thing I love about it, it really kind of acts as a more like a rotary style bagger. Basically, you're gonna go ahead and just empty that out. I guess I missed the basket there on my foot, but there it is. Back on. Here. You know, it's about a little less than half full. Just to put it in comparison, the difference between this mow and my Hide-A-Cut reset, I think the Hide-A-Cut reset, I had a trash can and a half of clippings. This is about a half a trash can from today's mow that you can see. So with that, let's take a look at the results. I just want to give you a quick update on this little problem area that I've been having to deal with in the last couple days, or last couple weeks I should probably say. And the reason why now I say a couple weeks versus a couple days is because I looked at some previous YouTube videos of mine and noticed that this area started sooner than I realized was actually that had a problem. So it could be fungus, it could be insect damage, but I also think it might have been fertilizer burn, believe it or not. You know, when applying that last treatment of the Humic Max, I may have went over this area one too many times. Now, again, not the fault of the fertilizer, it's the fault of the applicator, right? Meaning me, that probably caused this damage. Because if you look real close, you notice that a lot of the Bermuda looks like it's burnt. And that sometimes could be a result of fertilizer damage. I'm not worried about it. It's going to grow back, as Bermuda generally always does. But at the same time, just want to provide that update. So now let's take a look at the lawn. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, stripe action on point right there. Who doesn't love that? That looks awesome. Definitely happy with that result. Let me turn the camera around and give you guys a better view. So before I give my thoughts on the real roller grass topper, let's go ahead and take a look here. Oh, those stripes are on fire. That's what I'm talking about. You know, I mowed in this direction here today. Last time I mowed in this direction with my greenskeeper 25-inch. So today, you know, kind of, you can still see some of those stripes from the last mow, but not really. Most of the stripe action you're seeing is from today. It's just amazing. You know, I think a lot of times, you know, we look at our lawns and think, God, you know, I wish it was a little more green, or, you know, I wish it was, you know, just a little nicer in this area versus the other areas. Mow it. Mowing makes such a big difference. Sometimes all your lawn needs is a haircut. Doesn't need more fertilizer, doesn't need more water, doesn't need any type of supplements. It needs a good mow. That's the most important thing, and the healthiest thing you can do for your lawn is mowing it with a real mower. Right, so I know the angle of the sun looks a little bit different right now. It's because it's later in the day. It's been about 4 hours, 5 hours since I mowed, but I still wanted to be able to share my thoughts on the grass topper. I would absolutely say if you own a Mclane, or you're planning on purchasing a Mclane, whether it's 20, 25 inch, I would absolutely recommend that you purchase the grass topper to go with it. Especially if you're somebody that plans on, you know, catching your clippings. Now, generally, you know, if you don't plan on catching clippings, it might be a moot point. But if you are somebody that is going to catch clippings, such as a time when you could do a scalp, a Hide-A-Cut reset, or even if you're battling weeds and you want to just be able to capture those clippings versus throwing them back in the lawn, you know, the grass topper is a great accessory. If you watched the video that I had for my pressure washer, and thank you for those that have watched that video, that's an example of where an accessory can really take a product to another level. And this is the same exact type of deal where, you know, you have a great product in the Mclane mower, but to add on an extra accessory really just makes the owning experience that much better. So I absolutely would give a thumbs up to the Real Rollers grass topper. I think it's a phenomenal product. If there's any debate on whether or not you want to purchase one, I would say absolutely give them a call. Go to their website, Real Rollers. Lee and the guys over there, a fabulous group of guys. They'll be able to take care of you and be able to set you up so you get your grass top. So just in closing, again, thank you guys for watching my video, supporting my channel. You know, it was a lot of fun putting together this review. This again is a review from myself only. This is not a sponsored video by any means. You know, I do also have the cow trimmer grass topper review on my channel as well if you want to take a look at that if you're a cow trimmer owner. But in this particular case with the Mclane, I absolutely highly recommend the product for any of those that are on the fence. Please pick one up. I think you'll definitely be satisfied with it. And with that, be excellent and party on.